Welcome back to Circle Time. It's obviously me, and I have a very special guest today. It's Eli Rallo. You literally just told me. I get so nervous before introducing
I'm
people.
The same way.
Usually I'm like, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm like say your own name. I also don't know it, like my brain.
I can practice for so long and I still just like have no idea.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Okay, well, hi Eli.
Hi.
Welcome to Circle Time.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am so excited to meet you. I have been a fan for quite some time now.
No, same with you. And like ever since I saw your Instagram bio was Adele Dazeem, I was like, that's my bitch.
When you DM'd me about that, I knew, because no one, like, people don't see that for some reason.
People don't understand
and they don't get it.
Yeah, and then I did a little Miss Adele Dazeem meme like back when that was viral.
Yes.
And Adina Menzel storied it.
Stop.
She storied it. And I was like,
wait, really?
I was like,
that's
me and her had like a
huge.
symbiotic moment where it was like Adele Dazeem like all together.
That is amazing. Wait, all of the Broadway people recognize you.
I love the Broadway girlies.
I know,
I'm
you're
a big
a Broadway
Broadway
girl.
girly. Yeah.
That's so cool. Wait, did she talk to you or did she just like repost it?
She just reposted it and said LOL, and it was my birthday. So I like woke up in the morning and I was like on my phone answering messages, and then there was someone that DM'd me that was like, did you see Adina Menzel restoried Little Miss Adele Dazeem? And I was like, that is the best birthday gift.
That is insane. I
know.
also restoried that.
It's
not
just,
as cool as Adina Menzel.
no,
but
I think it was cooler because like you and I had the understanding.
We did. When I saw that, I was like, I feel like she did that one for me.
Yeah, you're like,
And I
that one's for me. Yeah,
appreciated
it was.
No, but I have been watching your TikToks for a long time now,
my
since
God.
you were the jar.
Back in the day.
Yeah, and then your feta avocado dip.
Oh my God, the dip.
The dip
I still get
changed
DMs about that.
my life.
It's so good. And it's actually my ex-boyfriend's mom
No, I
taught me the recipe. And you know what? God bless her soul. Her name's Meg. I think about her all the time. She's a good woman.
Makes amazing dips.
No, the dip, it rocks. It's so good.
It's so good. It's basically, for those of you who don't know, it's like a guacamole, but with feta.
Yeah.
And you put Mike's Hot Honey and truff.
And truff and like olive oil, and you whip it up. So it's like less of a guac and more of like a whipped dip.
Totally.
And you eat it with chips. It's so good.
It's so good. It really is so good. And I just kind of think you're iconic. And I'm just so happy to have you on.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. I know I really want to talk about your book because I'm so curious. But before we jump right in,
okay,
I like to play icebreakers with people here on Circle Time.
Love it.
And you know, this is technically our first time ever meeting.
It is.
In person.
It is.
So we need to break the ice a bit. Okay, it's icebreaker time.
Yay.
So we're playing Never Have I Ever.
Love it.
And I know you are in a relationship.
Yes, I am.
But these are like about dating and stuff because that's like
fun.
what your book is about, kind of, you know? Okay, ready?
Yes.
Never have I ever pretended to get a text to leave a date.
I've never done that.
Me either.
Never done that. I've definitely said like, oh, my friend's sick.
And then you've left?
And then I've left.
So you have left mid-date before?
Yeah. It was just like a weird situation where he said we were going to get drinks, and then he was like, actually, the bar doesn't have like openings, like just meet at my apartment. And I got there and I was like sketched. And he was making me feel weird. So I was like, I have something. I have to go.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah. So I wasn't like, it wasn't just bad. It was like, I had a gut weird feeling.
You got to follow those, especially when you're like at a stranger's apartment.
And I was like, I probably shouldn't have even come here.
No, but like, I probably would have shown up as well.
Also, it was a setup, but like it was like a friend of a friend of a friend kind of a vibe.
Okay.
So it wasn't like an app where he was like completely a stranger, like somebody knew him.
Right.
But I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah, no, I would have.
Yeah, it was weird.
I would have left. Okay, but you've never left like at a restaurant?
No, never.
With someone?
Never.
I would be too scared.
I would feel really awkward.
I wouldn't be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I would pull it off so horribly. And I feel like most people these days know.
For sure.
They're like, yeah, you just don't want to be here.
No, like what would the excuse even be? Like I can't imagine like getting a text and being like, oh shoot.
Yeah, like sorry. Yeah.
I gotta go.
Yeah, no.
No, I
would never. Yeah.
Even if I did have to go, I would still feel so bad.
I would feel so uncomfortable.
That I wouldn't leave.
Yeah, no, I would probably like
I'd bring him with me somewhere.
Yeah. I'd be like, I have to go to the hospital. Do you want to come?
You have to come though.
Yeah, it would just be so
just to
bad.
prove that I'm not lying.
Yes, that would so be me too.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah.
Okay. Never have I ever gotten too drunk on the first date.
I've definitely like gotten really drunk on a first date, but like the other person was also drunk.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I've never like woken up the next day like, what the fuck did I do?
Okay.
But I've woken up the next day hungover, but like the other person was like, I also drank
was
too
also
much.
hungover.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever feel like, would you feel weird about it? Or like, do you get like
anxiety vibes.
Yeah, I do.
I do as well.
Like pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty bad. Me too. And then I just try to remember like, okay, like this other person was on my same level.
Totally. That helps me too.
Yeah. And also they probably aren't thinking like, oh, that thing that she said like an hour and a half into it. Like we were both drinking, like whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I get bad anxiety.
Did you go on a second date with that person?
I did. And then it just like ended up fizzling out. But honestly, like even though we were like pretty trashed, I felt like all the choices that were made were like productive ones.
You know, that's good.
Yeah.
I also think it's like kind of fun. Well,
yeah, it's kind of fun.
It depends. Like if you're both on the same level, then you can see like if you have like compatible drunks. Because I feel like if you're not,
it's so bad.
It's so bad. And you don't want to get too like into it with someone. And then you finally like start drinking together. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, you're like the worst
You're like
person.
an angry drunk or you punching walls and shit. Like,
no.
I hate that. That's red flag.
Like you're like a punisher.
Yeah. So bad. Or
so
like
bad.
Super like cry, emotional. Like I'm just trying to have fun.
Totally. Or like even just like profusely like sweating, like just like overheating.
There's so many
and
like
there's so many bad.
There's so many bad versions of drunkenness.
And like I feel like I've been all of them, but I'm not consistently all of them.
Also,
do you know what I mean?
I make excuses for myself. Like I'm like, oh, I was sobbing last night and like just a hot mess. Like, well, that's just me being a girl.
Same. Like literally, I'm allowed.
You're not.
And it didn't happen the time before and didn't happen the time after.
Exactly. Yes. Like I'm not consistently that way.
No. It happens to everyone.
So true.
But no. And I do think being too drunk together is fine.
It's fine. But I've never just been like, I'm so obliterated and the other person's sober. I've never been there.
No, that would be weird. Well, I also just probably like, would read the room. Like if they weren't going to get a second drink or like weren't drinking, I probably like would just get like a Diet Coke.
Exactly.
Like I probably also wouldn't drink.
Yeah. This was a situation where like we got drinks and dinner.
Yeah.
So we also ate, which I felt good about because I had like 2 or 3 glasses of wine with dinner. And then he's like, do you want to go to another bar? So by the time we left the other bar, I was like 5 drinks in, which for me is like a lot.
Same, yeah.
And he was too, though.
No, that's kind of fun.
So it was kind of fun.
You're
like
eating, you're chatting.
We ate. Yeah, he was great. He was hot. So it was like, that was good. But I've never been the vibe of like, oh, I'm trashed and this person is like taking care of me.
Right. Do you like pregame? Or did you like pregame your dates?
Yes.
Okay.
I would always do like a glass to a glass and a half of red wine just because red wine makes me feel like the sexiest.
Really? It makes me feel like the gassiest?
Yeah, gassiest.
Like I am just acid reflux.
Yeah. People have like different vibes for wine.
Yeah.
But I feel like whatever drink, like you know how if you drink tequila, you feel differently than if you're drunk on wine?
Totally.
When I drink wine, I feel like sexy and flirty.
Okay.
So I'll have like a glass and a half, a glass, get myself in the mood and the vibe.
Right.
Always like before a date. It just makes me feel more like
that
open.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the vibe.
Okay. Ready? Never have I ever ghosted someone.
I think I have, but it was in college.
Okay, I don't think anything in college counts.
Yeah, because
and maybe I just tell myself that to like feel better about this stupid shit that I did.
Me too. I'm a big stickler on like, I just think out of respect for a person, like don't do something to someone that you would be like really upset if someone did to you.
Totally. That is like
that's like
something I really believe in.
Like
even like in my relation, like even now, like if I wouldn't want like my partner to do something to me, I like, would do exactly how I want to be treated.
Exactly.
Is how I treat anyone.
Exactly. And so I think for me, it's like in my adult life, I'm like, damn, that just sucks so bad. And it actually takes 2 seconds to send a text like, hey, I had a lot of fun getting to know you.
Right.
I don't see a romantic future. Good luck with life.
Right.
That stings, but it doesn't burn. Ghosting like burns.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, it sucks. And
it
so
does suck.
In college, I definitely did it. But then in my adult life, I was like, if I'm not feeling it with someone, I'm just going to let them know.
Yeah, that's nice. You're a good person.
Yeah, I try.
Good for you. I know that at the beginning of this year, I was talking so much about my goals for the new year. And now we're in March and it's been a few months and I feel like I owe my circlers a sort of like check in, keep myself accountable and let you guys know where I'm at with my goals. And one of those goals was to take my damn vitamins every day. And thankfully, I've been keeping up with that, but I genuinely could not do it without Care Of. Care Of, if you don't know, is a subscription service that ships high-quality, personalized vitamins, supplements, and powders conveniently to your door every month. It really is so easy. All you have to do is take a short, in-depth quiz about your lifestyle and health goals for a personalized, doctor-backed recommendation. So you don't have to guess what you want and what supplements are best suited for you, which I feel like was the part that I always struggled with, was like picking out what I needed, because I'd get recommendations from my friends or other people, but everybody's bodies are different. And thanks to that quiz, First of all, it's easy, it's fun to take, and then I figure out exactly what works for me, and it makes me feel confident when I'm taking the right vitamins. Each shipment comes with a customized pamphlet showing you exactly what's in your individual daily packs and why it was recommended specifically for you and your health goals. Care of also has a free app that's there to help track your progress and how you feel, and you can even earn rewards like discounts and merch when you take your vitamins daily. Plus, the daily vitamin packs are made of plant-based compostable film, so you can stress less about your impact on the environment, which is just an added bonus. Care of really has helped me so much in fulfilling this goal of taking my vitamins every day. Honestly, they've made it so easy, and I just can't say enough good things about it. So go give it a try. For 50% off your first Care of order, go to takecareof.com and enter code CircleTime50. That's takecareof.com and enter code CircleTime50 for 50% off your first Care of order. Never have I ever joined the Mile High Club.
No, I haven't, but I really want to.
I mean, like, yeah, obviously the idea of it's nice. I'm
so
never
fun.
going to do it.
No, I'm never doing it.
I'm never going to do it.
I also don't, the kind of guys I'm attracted to aren't guys that would be like, let's do it.
I could simply never imagine Cody and I being like, should we fuck? Like, ever?
Should we hit the bathroom
if
right
we're like
now?
on a plane, like that's not sex time. Like that is like we're watching
a
TV
movie.
and sleeping.
Yeah.
We're not speaking.
Yeah.
First of all.
Yeah, no.
Like,
I think there's two ways that it could be accomplished. One, a private jet. Don't really know if I'm ever going to find myself in one of those.
Okay, see, I could see that only if Cody and I are the only two people besides
On
the
the private jet,
pilot.
exactly.
And we wouldn't be because there's like other people
on the
those.
jet, yeah. And then the other one is that in Vegas, there's like a thing, like a company where you can pay like $100, maybe a little more.
Okay.
They take you up in a plane for 20 minutes and it has like a bed in it and you just fuck and then they bring you down.
I can't. I literally cannot imagine doing that.
I think I would really be like, I don't think I'd be into it.
Wait, that's insane.
So I was like talking about like, I went to Vegas for the first time recently. I was talking about all the things I wanted to do and my parents told me about it. Like, just so you know about a little bit about my parents, they were like, you could do this. You should do this.
Stop,
I was
really?
like, yeah, they were like, do this.
They're like, no, trust us. It was so fun when we did it.
They were like, it was such a blast.
Wait, that's insane that they knew about that.
They knew about that and told me about it. And
Did
then
they do it?
They didn't do it. I think that they low-key would though. My parents are like low-key like,
they're both really hot.
and they're kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like my parents, if you got them in the right like spirit and like gave them some like margaritas, they would for sure pay the $300 and go up in the plane.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I would have like performance anxiety.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, I wouldn't I would have to do a lot of work on the
Xanax.
ground.
Yeah, I would have to
I'm
be
like
doing,
up in the
yoga.
air. Yeah,
It would just make me so uncomfortable.
yeah. No, I can't imagine like being like on my A game.
No.
First of all, like, what kind of pilots are these?
So true.
Like, that's not
So
a professional
true.
pilot.
So true. Like, do they have pilot license?
Yeah, like, how long have they been doing
what's
this?
Going
Like,
on?
I feel like they pre-gamed.
Yeah. Oh, you know that they're like, 'cause that's awkward. They're in the plane.
It's weird. They're
It's
like
just bizarre.
horny.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no, it's not okay, actually.
That like scares me.
Yeah, I think back to my private jet. If I was ever on a private jet alone,
I support that.
yeah, I think that's when it would happen for
Right.
me.
Okay. And you will be.
I'll do that.
You will.
Manifest for the life
We're
that you
manifesting
want. We're
that.
manifesting, girls.
I'm excited for you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'll
Let
have
me
to
know
let
how
you
it
know.
is.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know how the Vegas one
Yeah,
is.
you'll have to do that.
Okay. Never have I ever looked through my partner's phone.
Oh, 100% have.
Okay. Situation. What was the situation?
So my ex-boyfriend, I had a gut instinct.
Yeah.
And I really think, like, I don't think it's appropriate to do it if you don't have anything to go off of.
Right.
I think you're looking to get yourself hurt.
For
'cause
sure.
Everybody says, like, oh, this person's annoying me today, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think, though, like, I had a gut instinct that he had been talking to this girl over the summer. We were at our respective internships. And he had slept with this girl before.
Okay.
And she had been in my sorority. And when she found out that him and I were dating, she was like really not okay with it, even though she had denied him. They had slept together one time.
Okay.
And they were friends before. They kind of fell out of the friendship after because she denied him.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just being like really strange about the fact that him and I were dating. And even though I wasn't really friends with her, it was just bizarre.
Okay.
And they were both in the same city. And I just had I had a gut instinct. And so I went through his phone and I found out that she was texting him like every single day. And I found out he was
Really?
answering.
Okay.
And it didn't like appear as though they had ever met up based on the messages I read, but it was pretty consistently like she was texting him like it was her boyfriend, like have a great first day at work and like
Really?
all these things. And this girl was like literally in my sorority. Like I didn't know her, we weren't friends, but it was just like very shady and like shady of him.
Yeah.
And it was a very toxic relationship. He'd convinced me that it was okay. But then to get back at me for doing it,
don't they?
He hacked into my computer.
Okay.
And into my email and like read my emails and like he knew that my ex-boyfriend sent me a letter over email and he found it and read it and I was like, this has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, so that's odd.
I had to change all my passwords and they've been the same ever since I had to change them.
Really?
Yeah. So it actually wasn't great.
I mean, it never ends well.
No, it's
even before you do it, when you feel like you should do it, that's already like the issue.
Oh, if you think you should do that, you're in a bad place.
Totally.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
And I remember I like had to make this whole plan where I usually slept on the inside and his bed was against a wall. And I was like, I want to try out sleeping on the outside tonight. And he was like, why? And I was like, I don't know. I think it just would be fun. And he was like, okay. And I waited for him to go to bed and I just picked up his phone and read the whole thing.
Okay. Wow. Did you take screenshots and send it to yourself?
I didn't, but I just like got up in the morning before he woke up and left. And then he was like, where are you? And I was like, why don't you tell me what's going on with these texts and then I'll tell you where I am.
Oh, damn.
So I just didn't want to like walk home late at night alone, but I was like, I'm getting up in the morning and leaving. They were like they weren't good. It was like, have a great first day at work. No. How are you? It was just like so not it.
No.
With someone you've slept with before? Not it.
It's weird.
Not it, yeah.
And have you looked through your current partner's phone ever?
No, I really feel like zero need to. Also,
totally.
Like, he's the world's worst texter. Like, love him to death. Like, he's rubbed off on me because now I'm a bad texter.
Yeah.
But like, if I looked at my name in the phone, it would be like, there would be nothing.
No.
He doesn't text anyone.
You shouldn't, but also like, you don't even feel the need to.
No, yeah, I don't feel the need to at all. Like, if I like, it would honestly maybe be disappointing. Like, if I was like looking for some dirt, there was just nothing.
Yeah, right.
But I feel no need to. And honestly, you're so right. Like, the minute that I decided that I needed to look through that other person's phone, I should have just known. It was too late.
Right.
It was too late.
It's too late. You can't go back.
Yeah, you can't go back. And if you even feel like there's that level of distrust,
that's the issue.
That's the issue.
Right.
It's not good.
Okay. We'll remember that.
We'll remember that, yeah.
Okay. Last one. Never have I ever had a crush on a friend's sibling.
Ooh. I don't think that I have, but my best friend and I used to joke that I was going to date her brother just so I could like marry into the family.
Yeah, that's a classic joke.
And like I maybe would have done it. Like also, like
okay,
it wasn't.
Was he like kind of
He's adorable.
Okay.
Her brothers are cute and they're like so nice.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like, oh, I'm so attracted to your brother. Need to hook up with him now.
Right.
But it was more like, we can make this work so that I can be your sister.
Totally.
One of those.
Yeah. Are you guys still friends?
Oh, yeah. She's my best friend.
Okay, that's
We used to always say it about my brother, too. We were like, then they can get married.
Right,
and then we'll have this whole thing.
Right.
Obviously, it didn't shake out that way.
And that's okay.
And you know what? For the best.
I think
everybody in that situation is in a happy relationship now.
So that's all that matters.
Yeah, so we're good.
Okay, good. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
I'm glad.
Otherwise, like, I might have had to swoop in there. Who knows?
Okay, this one is for my circlers who are in school. And pretty much every time we are doing a story time, I feel like someone calls in who is in school, whether it's college or high school, or you've even gotten nursing school calls, grad school calls, whatever it is. I know we're kind of like mid-semester right now. And I remember when I was in school, that's when I always fell kind of into a rut with studying and feeling motivated and all of that. And I think a lot of times I would get to this point in the semester and I would start doubting things or thinking I couldn't turn my grades around if I was struggling in a class because it was almost too late. And I just don't want any of my circlers feeling that way because there really is always time to improve your grades no matter where you are in the semester. Whether you're focused on boosting your GPA with more projects or want to work more efficiently, Grammarly can help make sure you're doing your best work every single time. Grammarly helps students catch careless errors that will cost them easy points, polish essays, and ultimately get better grades so you can finish the semester confidently with high marks. Grammarly really is a must-have for every single student. Best of all, it's free to download and works on all your favorite devices and apps. The free version of Grammarly offers comprehensive writing suggestions, a tone detector, and a synonym feature, all to help proofread your work as you write, so you can make sure it's mistake-free and nice and polished before you're submitting it. Super easy. And then Grammarly Premium comes with advanced features, like they have this thing called Clarity full sentence rewrites, which flag and like rephrase hard to read sentences, which is awesome because like I feel like when you're reading your own work, it's hard to do that, but having them do it makes it so much easier. And it just is so helpful. And Premium even comes with plagiarism detection. So it's just one more way Grammarly catches the details that go into getting the best possible grade. I just want my circlers to thrive, and it's so helpful. So why wouldn't you take advantage of it? From essays and projects to emails and presentations, improve your grades this semester with Grammarly. It is not too late, I promise. Sign up for an account today at grammarly.com/podcast and get 20% off when you're ready to upgrade to Grammarly Premium. That's GRAMMARLY.com/podcast. I want to hear about your book because obviously you have a lot of insight, and I just love to hear what you have to say. That's why I enjoy following you so much, because I love your takes on things.
Thank you.
And can I just tell you, I've told this story on another podcast before, but the day that I got engaged, the morning I got engaged, I was watching TikTok, and one of your TikToks came up, and it was like, what engagement ring you are.
No
as
way.
A sign. What the sign
as engagement rings, yeah.
Yes. And I'm a Libra.
Yeah.
And you described my engagement ring.
Wait, no way.
Yes.
I have to go back and watch the video
You
now.
said Libras are going to have oval cut gold band.
So basically Cody saw the video and then he was like,
purchased it really fast.
And then he was like, awesome. Yeah.
No, but I saw it and I was like, I mean, she's right.
Did you know you were going to get engaged?
And I do want that. I had a slight feeling, but he kind of threw me off a little bit.
Okay, nice.
I knew it was coming.
You knew it was around the bend, but you didn't know it was that morning, that day.
Yes. And so I saw that video and I was like, okay, well,
where's my ring?
I'm a Libra, and she said that's what I'm going to get, and so it's going to happen.
I better get that.
It literally happened.
We manifested.
We did.
I love that.
So thanks.
You're welcome.
It
was all me.
I've been meaning to tell you that for so long.
I'm so glad you waited till in person.
You were part of my engagement morning.
And I didn't even know. I love it.
Well, okay. So tell me about the book.
Yeah.
How's it been going? Tell the people what it's about, because I'm just so excited.
Thank you. I'm so excited too. So the book is called I Didn't Know I Needed This. And it's basically the life cycle of a relationship from being single to being single again. So the first part is being single, situationships, hookups, all that mess. And then first dates, second dates, third dates. Part 2 is actually being in a relationship and navigating a serious relationship and how to handle special occasions and holidays and meeting family members and all of those things.
Okay.
Then the third part is breakups, heartbreak, and then friendships and reclaiming your power and honoring your own life. So you kind of end where you started, but with
love it.
some more wisdom.
Right.
And it's narrative nonfiction style, so it's personal essays.
Okay.
It's less self-helpy and advicey as it sounds, and it's more so just conversations that I wish I was having with myself when I was living in those moments.
Yeah.
And just things I don't think we talk about, from what do you do when you bleed all over someone's sheets to queefing and weird shit like that, all the way to how do you handle heartbreak and what's the first thing you do when you feel brokenhearted.
Right.
And I'm so excited about it. It's I feel like it's forever in the making, because I have 4,000 phone notes because I write everything down.
Yeah.
And this book was written with the guidance of those. I could not have done it without them. My phone notes about how I was feeling in moments and things guys said to me and
have you always written that kind of stuff down?
I've always been a big writer, list person, note taker. And so I've always had journals and everything, and the book, I'm so thankful to my young self for doing that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that it was going to be everything I needed.
Right.
But I really one of the first things I did was comb through all my notes and copy paste onto a big document called Things I Want in the Book.
Okay.
And it became sort of the Bible that I referenced the entire time. So I'm really grateful to my young self for giving me that gift now.
That's awesome.
It really triggered so many memories and put me back into exactly how I was feeling then.
Yeah.
I feel our brains technically forget the bad sometimes.
Right.
Or even the good.
Yeah.
And so I'm so excited. It's pre-order is going to be in spring, summer, and then it comes out in fall, winter. So
oh my God. I cannot wait to read it.
Thank you.
We talk a lot about me and myself talk a lot about books on here, and so
oh my God, yay.
We will add that to the circular book club, because
I
literally cannot wait, and I just think that the stuff that you say is just insightful, and I
gosh.
love all your takes.
Thank you.
What was the hardest? What was the easiest part to write in it, and what was it hard writing about heartbreak and stuff, and reading those notes from you going through it?
I remember when I was going through I had 2 big heartbreaks in college, and one was my freshman, sophomore year boyfriend, who was the first love I ever felt, but we never said I love you, and it was the most emotionally abused I've ever been, incredibly toxic and manipulative. And the second one was probably the first real love of my life, and he was the kind of person where I fell in love with him, but I never truly liked him as a person, his values, and just who he was.
Okay.
And so how shattering that was to walk away from.
Yeah.
And the first experience, I would consistently have this feeling that I would always describe to therapists and friends as there's an elephant on my chest. I cannot breathe. I can't break the surface. I'm drowning. And when I was writing about him, I felt the same way again.
Really?
And it's not because I'm not over it. It's just because I healed that part of me.
Yeah.
I'm not even interested. Like, we laugh at him about him now, like my
Yeah.
friends and like my
Yeah,
mom
yeah,
and I
yeah.
and stuff. Like, it's so over. It's just that like I didn't know that like I almost just felt so heartbroken for like myself. Like
Totally.
that person. Like I just wanted to like give her a hug and be like, you're okay.
For sure.
Because she was so lost. And I think that was the hardest part that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
And the easiest part, I would say, was just writing it in general. People are always like, you wrote a book. And I'm like, it was innate. Like that was something I always knew I was going to do. It just like came out.
Yeah.
And that was such like a therapeutic process for me that like I thoroughly loved.
Right.
And then of course like the easier parts were like writing about my friends. Like that was so fucking easy to
Yeah.
write about like the people who have consistently given me love.
Right.
That was like a breath of fresh air. But the heartbreak stuff, like I just didn't realize, I think, how much that was gonna, like how many tears were gonna be shed over
Right.
really mourning myself in a way.
For sure. And I think you make a good point. Like even if I read something or I hear a song or something that like makes me feel like how I once felt.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that I'm like yearning to feel that again or like
Yeah.
miss that person, but it's like, damn, I was fucking going through
were going
it. Like
through
poor
it.
me, like
Poor me.
like just like little me, like had,
Yeah, the poor
had no
thing.
idea, thought my fucking life was over.
Exactly. Like the journal entries after journal entries, like I'll never love again. Like I just
Totally.
like hated that I had to live there in that mindset.
Yeah.
And like I like literally built a home on that mindset for so
Right,
long.
Right.
So I think that was really difficult, but it was rewarding too.
Yeah. I mean, look at you now. And like look
Yeah.
at where that's gotten you.
Exactly. Yeah. I think like I don't regret any of it because
Right.
like it's all made sense.
Yeah. Wow. That's so exciting. Well, it's not
Yeah.
exciting that you had to go through that, but it's
But
so
it's- no,
exciting
it's
that it's like
exciting now,
came out
yeah.
on the other end. Do you write about like just college in general or anything like that? Because I feel like you
Yes.
have so many stories from like
Stories.
sororities and
Yeah.
all of that.
So I write a lot about college because I think people ask me like, have you always been like confident and self-assured? And like the answer is no. I had like incredible self-esteem issues in college.
Okay.
One of the other chapters that was really hard to write was the chapters about like my eating disorder and like body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
And there's an anecdote in the book about like a time. It's a story that like sticks out in my mind and like trigger warning for people. I just felt like such a failure in my life and I was really unhappy with like how I looked. And so I decided like the one way I could succeed is like if I could become a bulimic. And I like couldn't get myself to throw up because I don't have a gag reflex,
Okay.
which was how I discovered that.
Oh.
And it was like the lowest I've ever been in my life.
Yeah.
Like lying on the bathroom floor, like trying to do like harm myself and
Right.
not being able to succeed and feeling
Right.
like more of a failure.
Yeah.
And I write a lot about how like the sorority impacted me and like the setting impacted me of college. I liked college. I didn't love college.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think college is supposed to be the best 4 years of their life.
Hmm.
And it wasn't.
I agree.
It was like the worst.
Yeah.
And I have so many like blissful, happy memories of it. But like I genuinely couldn't wait to get out of there.
Right.
And I think like it can be both. But when we tell 17-year-olds the best 4 years of your life start now, there's an immense pressure.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't reach the expectation, you bully yourself.
Right.
You're like, why is this not the best year of my life? It's like, it's going to be the most formative, but I don't think it's going to be the best. And I write a lot about that because
Yeah.
college was like a really hard time for me. Like I was very unhappy.
Yeah. I think it's good to like have that honest take on it
Yeah.
because I think a lot of people are scared to
Admit it.
admit that and like
Yeah.
talk about it. Or, like you just said, like you feel like you did something wrong if you didn't like have the
Yes.
best 4 years of your life
You're
in
like,
college.
why am I not peaking? Am I supposed to be?
No, totally. But it's like, I mean, I have like 1-2 friends from college.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like live out my fucking
No.
truth.
It wasn't
in
my
college.
moment.
No, it was not my moment at all. But I'm happy about that.
I know. I'm like, thank God. Like post grad, like people say like, oh, the post grad slump, and it's real for some people for sure. Like I was the opposite. I was like, this is my shit.
Yeah.
Like I love not being there anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you move straight to New York?
So I graduated in 2020 technically. So so the plan was straight to New York because I went to Columbia and got my master's.
Right.
But I couldn't. So I lived at home from March to August, and then I moved to New
Okay.
York.
Okay.
To go to
Oh,
school.
I feel like I remember all of this.
Yeah, that was the Jars like inception.
Yes.
Like that was her moment, like being at home.
Yeah.
And, like, my parents' restaurants were open for the whole pandemic, so we worked at them. So like
Okay.
I honestly had an interesting pandemic where I wasn't like, obviously it was quarantined,
Right.
but we went to work every single day.
Yeah. Listen, here in the circle, I am all about making sure we're all cozy and comfy and just feeling our best, safest, most comfortable selves. And I never want that to change. I want us circlers to always feel as cozy and comfy as possible. And for my circlers who are wearing bras, that is where Third Love comes in. Because what if you could finally have a bra that makes your boobs look and feel amazing and is actually super comfortable to wear all day? I know this sounds like a myth, like this is literally impossible, because I remember when I swore off finding a good bra because I had this one stupid bra that like the wire in the middle would poke me and scratch me if I moved the wrong way, and I would be so uncomfortable for the rest of the day. And I just finally was sick and tired of bras. And then I found Third Love. I really thought I would never be able to find a good one, and I did. Third Love's 24/7 classic t-shirt bra will make your boobs look great. And it's also super supportive and comfortable and will not show through your clothes. All things that I love from a bra. It makes my clothes all fit better and makes me worry less because I'm not thinking so much about what it looks like, in that region. And I'm also not getting poked and scratched like I was before. It's made millions of women and their boobs very happy. It's designed for your body and even comes in half cup sizes, so you always get a perfect fit. Third Love honestly just made it really easy to find a bra that looks good and feels good, which, like I said before, I was convinced was genuinely impossible for a long time. So you really have to try. You'll never get stuck with a bad bra again. Returns and exchanges are free for 60 days, and Third Love's team of expert fit stylists is available to answer all of your questions. Upgrade your bra today and get 20% off your first order today at thirdlove.com/circletime. That's 20% off your first order today at thirdlove.com/circletime. Can you tell the circlers how you started on TikTok?
Yes.
Because I think your transition has been so interesting because it's so different from like
I know
where you started. And also like how was making that leap?
Yeah, it's like honestly serendipity. I'm so lucky because nobody gets to say this, but I got 100,000 followers making these jars. And basically what happened was my brothers and I were fucking around. I can't eat gluten. Growing up, we had this like giant trail mix jar that was always gluten-free. So we're like, let's make one for nostalgia and send it to all of our friends who used to like come over for play dates.
I want to make one for my family.
Oh,
I want to
have
a family jar.
You have to. It's so much fun. And so we made one and put it on TikTok, and I meant to put it to friends only. Like this is like those stupid things that change your life.
Yeah.
I put it on like everyone, and I was like, oh, fuck it. No one's going to see that shit. We can just like send it to our friends.
Right.
And it blew up. And then people were asking, like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. And then the next day I made a video explaining it, and that really blew up.
Right. I remember this.
Yeah, so that was crazy, and that was in May of 2020. So first 100,000 followers come by, like, July, and in August I'm moving. And so I made a video being like, hey, everybody, like, I know I've been doing jar content. I know I've also been, like, sprinkling my life here or there. Like, I'm moving to New York. I'm going to grad school. I'm living in a windowless bedroom. This shit's not going to be happening at the level that it is. Like,
right. You're not going to be jarring.
My parents were paying for the jar. Like they were footing the bill over there. Like I'm going to be a student. Like I'm going to be nannying, but like I would love to take you like on that journey with me. And I think I got like 50,000 followers from that video of people being like, we're here. We can't wait.
That's
Let's
amazing.
do it. And that is like one of the luckiest things that had ever happened because a lot of people, and I'm sure I did lose people as well, but what I gained ended up being more.
Right.
And so I went off to New York, and I still did and / do it here or there, just like nostalgia.
Right. I'm going to toss it in.
Yeah. And I have one, like people like don't know this, but like my boyfriend's apartment has a jar, and it always has different kinds of M&Ms and Skittles because like we like the mixture. I know that people think that's nasty, but
I don't think that's nasty. I'm kind of obsessed with a jar, and it's kind of weird because I hate mixing things.
Oh, you're not like a mixer?
I'm not a mixer, but there's something about the fact that it's supposed to be mixed that like makes something in like my OCD heart like
you're like
feel like it's okay.
You're like it's all right.
I love it.
You have to make one. So yeah, that's how it happened. And then the transition, like I again am so lucky, and I think TikTok then is a lot different than it is now. Like there's not as much like overnight successors. Like even like the Alex Earl of it all, like she had like 200, 300,000 followers. Right. Like she was making TikToks, like building it up. And then one day like things just like really went crazy.
Yeah.
But like they don't have those like instant viral people as much anymore.
Right.
And then because of that, there's not as many people who are like, okay, so this was my one viral video. Now we'll be shifting. Yeah. It's like different these days. But yeah, it was really nice. I feel very grateful for that.
Yeah. Do you still like posting on TikTok?
I do. Yeah. I went through highs and lows with it. I think when the influencer of it all started happening on TikTok in New York, I got really overwhelmed because like I never asked for that.
Yeah.
Nor was that like my intention. And I always say like, I do not want to influence anyone to do anything other than feel good about themselves. And if they happen to say, okay, well, Eli loves this like perfume because she says it makes her feel really sexy, I want to try it, and they buy it, fine, because that's something that I did because it made me feel good, and I hope it makes you feel good too.
Right.
But I'm not trying to like influence in any way.
It's an intense word.
It's intense. And so I think that at first, like when I started getting a lot of hate and like a lot of people like scrutinizing my life, I was really overwhelmed because I was like, whoa, I didn't want this. Like, I don't want my family and my loved ones involved in this.
Totally.
And so I went through a period of time where TikTok and I were just like, I hated it. I resented it.
Yeah.
It made my anxiety so much worse. But then I like made a strange peace with it. I think around the time that I started doing the rules and more of like the astrology content, where I was like, I'm just going to make content that I love and I'm going to focus on the positives here because 99% of this is positive.
Right.
And I have felt so much better since sort of like developing a who cares attitude about it all.
Yeah.
And my book, like I only really did just TikTok for 2 months.
Yeah.
So I left my job, full-time job, because my boss was like a creep and I couldn't do it anymore.
Okay. And where was like that was the journalism job. Okay.
So I was there from May to October of 2020 to 2021. May to October 2021.
Okay. And that's after you graduated?
Yeah, after I graduated Columbia. And I left because my boss was being creepy. I was like, I'm going to get another job. And I signed with a manager. And for 2 months, I just did TikTok and tried to get my footing. And then I got my book deal. So I was really, really lucky about how that shook out. But otherwise, I would have found another job because I love TikTok. I love TikTok corporate. I love everyone who works there. I love TikTok now, but I didn't want to just
That makes sense.
And so now, though, I love TikTok. I think we're back being besties. For a while, we had a love-hate.
That's okay.
Now we're having our moment again. Yeah.
Do you like Instagram?
I love Instagram.
You do crush it.
Instagram is my shit.
Your memes.
I don't know. Like, what's your favorite platform?
I don't know. Maybe
like
YouTube.
YouTube.
It all kind of stresses me out. I do like Instagram. I like Instagram when I don't like think too much about it.
Yes.
But I like YouTube.
Yeah.
Just because it's.
I love watching YouTube. I won't create on YouTube, but I like to.
You would never like do a.
My managers every day are like, so what's going on with your YouTube? Like, we're going to do that, right? My ADD is so bad.
Yeah.
Long form video. Anyone who makes a YouTube video longer than 4 minutes, I'm like, I'll kiss you on the mouth. You're so talented. Like,
really,
my ass can't even like begin to like start with that.
See, I feel the exact same way about TikTok.
Yeah, that's
like I
what
can't imagine
says.
like not having to explain everything I do in like full detail.
Yeah. No, but I love like. But that's the thing that's really cool about people that create online is like, I am so in awe of your work and I think you're so awesome and I love to watch your long form content with the knowledge in the back of my brain that I would never.
Totally. I think that's why I like watching TikTok so much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think like for me, it's like, I have tried YouTube before. It just like wasn't my jam.
Yeah.
I put podcasting on. I'm doing like trying to do that now a bit more and get into it. But like YouTube also for me has always been a place that I go to just like unwind and enjoy.
Yeah.
I love to watch YouTube. So I'm like, I don't even know if I want to like make it a work thing.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
So
that totally makes sense.
Instagram though is like, it's always been my shit. Like even before all of this, I loved it.
Yeah. It's because you're funny.
Thank you.
And you're good at it.
I just love memes too. Like it's so
Your
fun.
memes are so funny. Because I'm like, where the fuck did that even come from? Like your mind.
Yeah, thank
it's
you.
Beautiful.
I'm always just like, I'm a thinker, like a big observer. And Instagram just feels like, for me, like I also like selfishly that people that go on Instagram and follow you, they came for Kelsey. Like, this is not a For You page where they're fucking like when you post on TikTok or YouTube, anybody can see it.
Totally.
It could go to millions. You have no clue.
Yeah.
Whereas Instagram, like technically that could happen.
Yeah.
But more typically, the people that came and followed you, they came for you because they like you.
Right.
And so it feels like safe and comfortable and like a happy community.
Right. And what's so funny, I feel like I find myself on Instagram being like, don't post on your story or don't do this, don't do that. But then like if I follow someone and they have like fucking 50 slides on their story, I love it.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
like, oh my God,
so
I follow this person and they post so much. And then I look at myself and I'm like, you're not posting anything.
Yeah, someone DM'd me this week and said that in the morning they have their coffee and they watch my stories like it's the news. And I'm like, okay, so definitely also supplement with an actual news source. That being said, I'm honored.
Right.
I love storying.
Yeah, no, you're inspiring me.
You gotta go. I feel like you would make great memes.
No, I don't. I feel like I have too many like inside jokes with myself.
Yeah, you're
to
like,
where
this
like
is so
no
fucking
one
funny.
else would laugh, but I'd be like, this fucking meme rules.
Yeah, you're like,
and
it's
people
awesome.
would be like, yeah, and
people
everyone would be like,
what's this?
Not quite getting that one.
Yeah, we don't understand.
I'm like, but this one time when I was like 6, this crazy
yeah,
thing
you're
happened.
like, you don't get it.
Yeah, no, I'll stick with yours.
Okay,
I'll just start reposting more of yours.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great, because they always speak to me. Okay, we like to do a little bit of story time on here where people call in and ask us for advice.
That's so fun.
And we try to give them advice. And I feel like you would be really good at it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Marsh, we're going to do some stories.
Hi, Kelsey. My name is Audrey, and I just need some advice on what to do or like how to figure out what I want to do after high school or like pursue as a career. Because I'm a junior in high school, and literally all of my teachers have been asking me like, what do you want to do after high school? All that stuff, and I literally have no idea, and I feel like I only have 2 years to figure it out, and that's like a lot of pressure. So yeah, let me know how you figured it out. I love you. Bye.
Oh, she's so cute.
That was sweet.
That was so cute.
Okay, well, first of all, Audrey, you do not have only 2 years to figure out what you want to do. I think that a lot of times people think that they need to know exactly what they want to do by the time high school is over, or like what they want to, even if you're not going to go to college, like what you want your career to be, or if you do go to college, what you want your major to be, and like then you have to stick with that and do it for the rest of your life. And you are like about to enter into like the most exciting time of your life to where you can like literally try out a million different things that you want to do, and there's no like rhyme or reason to any of it. And I also feel like a lot of times like teachers just don't I am a teacher. I used to be, and I come from a family of teachers, so I'm allowed to say this, but I feel like sometimes they don't mean to ask like they don't even know what they're asking. They just want to like talk to you about something, and like you, just because your teacher's asking you what you want to do doesn't mean you need to have it all figured out.
Yeah.
You're what, 16?
Yeah.
If 16-year-old me had to decide what I was supposed to do for the rest of my life,
no.
I don't even know what the fuck I would be doing.
I wanted to be on Broadway when I was 16, and
I still want to be on Broadway.
No,
you could.
I still fucking want to be on Broadway, but like I actually like I knew who I was up against, so the decision to not do it was
right.
But like I don't want that anymore, and I think like
you grow and you change so much from when you're 16.
I personally changed my idea of what I want to do with my life when I was a senior in college.
I graduated college doing something completely than what I'm doing now.
Yeah, like 180.
You never actually know where life is going to take you. And I feel like a lot of times people try to think of the most practical thing to do, or like what's going to, make them money and what their parents are going to be happy about. But like right now, all you have to do is like, why don't you pick out 3 things that genuinely bring you joy and find if there is something that you can pursue in those, and like just try those out. And maybe you won't end up liking them once you like focus in on them a little bit more, but that's like also fine.
I also think like the heart of this podcast is about like what childhood joy was for you.
For sure.
And I always, whenever I'm feeling stuck or like I lost my spark, I try to think about like when I was a little kid and like nothing mattered, what did I love most?
Exactly.
And like even if it's just like a movie you liked as a kid, like watch it. Go back to that place of like, what did I feel? What brought me joy then? Because truthfully, that's probably what your passion is.
Right. And it's okay to like want to follow that. And I feel like a lot of times you hear people like your teachers or your peers or whatever it is, and you feel like you should be doing something different, or what you want to do isn't like what's deemed cool or like acceptable, but like that doesn't matter
at all.
And like just try a bunch of different things out and like see what genuinely makes you feel
good,
purposeful and good, and like follow that, and you will grow so much more than if you try to just like put yourself in a place that you don't really want to be in, but you just feel like you have to be in.
I totally agree.
And you're going to be totally fine. You're so young and you have so much beautiful life ahead of you. And I'm excited for you.
I think like on some level, everyone is still figuring it out when they're in their 20s.
No,
and like
I completely agree. Like I'm about to be 30.
Yeah.
Well, not about to be, but this year I'm turning 30. And like, you think that you're going to be so different when you're 30. I still feel like I'm like 16.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Like I can't, like I'm going to be a mom eventually. Like it's like I feel so young, but it's like I just think that you always think that you're going to feel ready for what's like to come.
Yeah.
and you always feel like you're growing.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
so agree.
you can't like put the pressure on yourself because you're still growing. You're always growing.
And it's so okay to change your mind. Like,
oh my God,
we live in this
totally.
universe where we do not allow people to change their minds. And it's insane to me. Like, you can change your mind 1,000,000 times before you're going to be like, this is the one. And that's okay. We love that.
Because I'd rather like someone change their mind and get what they actually want rather than like just stay in something because they think that they should be there. Even though they want to change their mind. They're just like refusing
Scared
to.
or whatever. Yeah. I totally agree.
You're going to be fine, Audrey. We're here
so
for you.
Okay. We love you.
We love you.
Hey, Kelsey, it's Emily. Much like everyone else that calls in, I love you, love your podcast, love your YouTube channel and everything. I just had a question since you are very newly married. I'm getting married in April, and like you and Cody, my fiance and I already live together. So sometimes I worry or get nervous that after we're married, nothing will really feel like it's changed since we're not like moving in together. We're not like buying a house together or anything like that. And I was just wondering if you had ever felt that way and maybe some ideas you had or things that you do or did to like make it still feel new and different now that you're married. We're like going on our honeymoon right after our wedding. And like, obviously, like I'm going to, change my name and like other things will change. But I just mean like in kind of the day to day, like how did you like find that excitement of like, oh, now things are different now that we're married rather than just engaged. Hope that makes sense. Thank you so much for taking the time to answer my question. Love you. Bye.
God, I love you.
That's so
You're
cute.
so like peppy.
She has such a bubbly voice.
I know. That made me like
your
so
voice.
happy.
I know. I'm like, I love this. I want to come to the wedding.
That amped me up. Okay. I feel like, do you and Avery live together?
Not yet.
Okay. I feel like when you first move in, that's like the biggest transition because then you're like, okay, what else do we have to look forward to? And Cody and I from the start have said like, just we have to like continue like going on dates and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same thing now. Like, sure, we already lived together and we already have a dog together and we've done all these things that like maybe you could or should happen after. But like, first of all, there's no real timeline for anything. Second of all, like just the fact that you're married and like he's my husband now, like it's all still so exciting and like it makes everything like feel so much more solid, even if you've been solid before. Like there's something about it that like just makes it feel like you're much more of like a unit.
Paperwork, it's like legal
exactly.
and shit.
But like, I don't know, it just, I think that if you fall into the pattern of, and same thing like when you move in with someone or like when you have been with someone for a long time, I think if you fall into the pattern of like, nothing's new anymore, like we've already done this, we've already done that, like we have nothing to look forward to, then you start to kind of act that way.
Yeah.
But like if you remember how exciting it was when you first started dating and how much you still like that person and why you're dating that person and why you're marrying that person, like it's still just as fun and exciting as it was when you first started.
Yeah.
And I think like you can't like succumb to like we've already done it all. I guess we just like don't have anything to look forward to. Like you have your whole lives ahead of you now, you know?
Also, I'm not married or anything, but I think intentionality is so important. Like a lot of my friends are starting to get into the place of like getting engaged or moving in with their partners. And one of my friends was like, one of my New Year's resolutions is to be more intentional about my relationship because we live together. So we spend all this time together.
Yes.
But it kind of slips into this mode of like, we're not being intentional about it.
For sure.
And like, you can always make someone feel special and they can always make you feel special and new in different ways. And like, it's going to take a little bit of effort, but when you work at something, then it works. I always say that.
I totally agree. And it makes it so much like more special.
And rewarding.
Yeah. Like you remember why you want to be there in the first place.
Yeah.
And I think like so many times you lose that, whether it's because you're trying to move on to the next step in your relationship or you feel like you've already done enough in your relationship, whatever it is, I feel like you kind of lose those moments sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's like the day-to-day shit is the most special.
Yeah, that's so
and
true.
like, why live for all these big moments if you're doing nothing in between? Like, make every day like special.
Yeah.
You know, remember why you're choosing to be with that person.
That's so true.
So are you guys gonna move in together?
I think soon. Yeah, we're trying to like figure out plans and stuff. Our leases don't match up.
Okay.
Practically live together now, only just
Okay.
because I have roommates, who I love, but also my apartment is like, it's not small, but like for the amount of things I have and like on a day to day, it's just cramped.
Yeah.
I also just like, I just love sleeping with I just love sleeping in bed with him. Like I don't know what it is. He lives alone. He has a 1-bedroom. I love like cooking in his apartment and like having those kinds of date nights.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. There's like a bunch of reasons why that I just like feel so comforted by like, I don't know, sleeping in bed together.
Yeah.
So I really do sleep there like every night.
Okay.
Maybe like 6 days a week.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of feels that way already.
Right.
So we kind of laugh about it. Like, what would that really feel like? And I guess it's like, well, when I say I'm coming home, I'm coming here.
Right. And also like all your shit is there and you don't have to like pack a bag.
Oh yeah.
That was like the biggest thing.
Or like the biggest thing.
Or you leave a couple things there, right? And then all of a sudden you don't have that like one top that you wanted.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Like my straightening iron was there for 3 weeks and every time I was there, I kept forgetting it.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, slick back fun it is again.
Yeah.
Where's slicking back my hair again?
Right.
And a lot of times I'll go there for like 2 days at a time because he lives in like Jersey City, Hoboken area. And like my insurance is taken over there. So when I need a doctor's appointment, I'm like, let's hit it up because I'm from New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I'll stay there for like a few days at a time. But then I'm like, I'm living out of a drawer with like 2 things that I don't even like.
It definitely changes. It's awesome. Like living together is like the best.
I know. I'm so excited about it. I also I'm pining for a dog. I really want one.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for one until after the book because I'm just so go.
Right.
I don't think it's fair to be traveling as much as I travel right now and have one. But I really want to get a dog. And so I think like we're on the horizon. Like not yet. Definitely going to wait for the book, but we really, really want a dog.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Do you guys like having a dog together?
Oh my God. It's the best. It's also like just fun to see your partner kind of like take the role of parents.
Yeah.
But without like an actual human.
Like a child, yeah.
Yeah. But like just to see like how we like work together. Cause like, you know, we've taken him to the vet so many times. And like there's been moments where he's like throwing up and we don't know what to do. And like to see like how you work together or to see like how involved he like is and how he'll like if he'll drop stuff to help you. Like, you know what I mean? It's interesting.
And it also probably makes you like love him more in a way.
Totally. Like seeing him like hold the dog. I'm like, oh my God,
and like
so sweet.
Also just like care for the dog so deeply.
Yeah.
Like when my like childhood dog died, my dad was like weeping. Yeah. And I have never seen him like that. And I was like, it's just the care. It's like kind of like such a nice thing.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I recommend it.
I want one so badly.
We got chilly pretty early on in our relationship, but we kind of like did everything quickly, it felt like, besides getting engaged.
When it feels right, you're just like, okay.
Yeah, it's like we used to have moments like when we were like first moving in together and stuff where we were like, should this feel weird?
Yeah.
Like, should we be worried about moving in together? Because like I don't feel weird and he didn't feel weird. And so why not just like do it?
Yeah. No, I'm the same way.
And it obviously worked out, but yeah, I think.
I love it.
Emily, sorry, I really sidetracked on that one, but
you're going to be
getting
great.
married is literally the best. It's been the best month ever. So you're going to love it and treat every day like it's special.
Yeah, that's great advice.
Should we do one more? Okay. Let's do it.
Hey, Kelsey. My name is Emma. I'm a huge fan of the pod and literally every single thing that you do.
Oh my God, thanks.
I was here to just ask you, how do you deal with rejection? I've been sending in a bunch of nursing school applications lately, and I recently just got my first rejection from a school, and I honestly don't deal with a lot of rejection. So I was wondering how you cope, if you ever do cope with rejection, like professionally or even socially. So, thanks. Love you so much. Mwah.
Love you.
Yeah.
I always want to say I love you back, and then I'm like
I love you too.
like interrupting them as they're talking. And okay, this is a good question.
This is a really good question.
I feel like it's tough to answer because there are so many, like it's so situational a lot of the time, you know?
Yeah, I think for me, like I do this a lot, but I think sometimes we tell ourselves a story about something and it's like not actually what the thing is. Like at its base level, we have projected a lot of negativity onto rejection, but in reality, it's just like a neutral thing.
Totally.
That happens.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I started to switch my mindset. So when I get rejected, I don't look at it as somebody doesn't want me. I look at it as the universe saying, let's just take you from the wrong path and get you on the right one. I'm just going to redirect you here because if you go that way, it's wrong.
I love that.
And then it becomes a win-win.
Right.
And I also always tell myself, like, if I told you that you had to get rejected from 10 nursing schools to get to your dream one, you would be really excited to get rejected from them all.
Yep.
And it's the same thing with dating. Like if I told you you're going to go on 11 dates and you're going to get rejected by the first 10 people, but the 11th person is going to be the love of your life.
Right.
You would be rushing to get rejected.
Totally.
You'd be thrilled.
Yeah, very
and
true.
so I think a lot of times you have to reframe the story and be like, this is the universe just saying like, hey girl, hey Emma, this is not the school for you.
Right.
You don't want it. Trust me here.
Yeah.
Let's go find you the one that you do want. And then it becomes a win-win. Then rejection becomes like either I'm getting redirected, either you get redirected or you're getting accepted.
Yeah. Yeah. That's honestly perfect advice. I think
Thank you.
personally
Thank you.
love it. I was literally going to say that I just think that like I always try to remind myself that everything is happening for a reason and that there's like, even if you have it in your mind that there are a million reasons why this is the exact perfect school for you, something's going to come along and it's going to shift that and you're going to 2 years down the line be at a different nursing school and be like, thank God I didn't end up going to this school. How many, like that's happened so many times in my life with so many different things that I thought I wanted there's been so many times where I've been like, why didn't this work? This was supposed to work and this is what I had planned and it didn't work and I can't wrap my head around it. 2 years later, I find out why.
Exactly.
It's never going to fall like right into your lap, but like you're going to look back. You're not even going to realize it's happened. And you're going to look back and be like, holy shit, if I went to that school, I wouldn't have met this person. I wouldn't have gotten to this job. I wouldn't have done this. Like there's like the invisible string is very real. And I feel like you got to
true.
Just trust the universe on that.
Also, the reason for every no makes itself known to you. It just might take a little while.
Yeah.
Like the reason why you didn't get into this school, it's not obvious to you now, but it's going to be. And I rely on that a lot as well, which is, I think, really similar to what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, even when we were growing up and people were like, what's your dream job? You couldn't have said like, I want to do YouTube and have a podcast. Like, you don't even know your dream job existed.
Exactly. No, so true.
And now look at you.
Having a podcast.
Look at you. Podcast
and
girls.
look at you, writing a book.
Exactly. Like we didn't even realize these things were our dream jobs.
Right.
Or like anything, like our dream school, like nothing.
But like we had to go through everything else that we went through and all of the different places and jobs and creepy fucking bosses and all of that shit to get to where you are now.
Exactly. I think you're going to be just fine.
You are going to be fine, Emma.
You're going to be a great nurse. You're going to get into great nursing school.
I'm excited to see where you end up going.
Yeah. We need to follow. We need to call back with that one.
Yeah. I would love to do like a Where Are They Now?
Where Are They Now?
With the circlers who call in and
it's
leave.
It's a full episode. Like it's just every single one calls back.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited, Emma. You're gonna find the perfect nursing school.
Yeah.
Okay. There are our stories.
Those were great.
And my favorite and final thing to do is journal time.
Yay.
And I write out these questions. And I fold them up.
I love it.
With my pipe cleaners, that's what these are called. And I basically find them from like elementary school.
Oh, I love it.
They're like questions for like elementary school
kids.
Like
circle time, literally.
Yes, but like hopefully they'll spark your
they're gonna be perfect.
brain.
Okay, so I pick one.
Yes, whichever one you want. We can do a couple. Okay, I really like every time I fold these up, I try to guess what the person is going to go for first. And I was not expecting you to go for green, but I was expecting you to go for one of the sparkly ones.
I was going to go for purple because it's my favorite color, but then I was like, do something different for once, girl.
That's beautiful.
So that's what I did. Okay.
Here we go.
This says, what is the best breakfast cereal?
Okay.
God, it's a great question. So before I was allergic to gluten, it was Captain Crunch 100%.
Oh my God, I haven't had Captain Crunch in so long.
I would eat that shit till my mouth bled. Like, it's so fucking
happens.
Good. It does.
Yeah.
They really need to fix the manufacturing, but also it's kind of like,
worth it.
It's kind of part of the thing. It's a kind of part of the experience. So I would probably say like, I love like a Honey Nut Cheerio.
Okay.
Or like a cinnamon like Life cereal. They're boring when you get to be gluten-free.
No, well, those are all really good.
Yeah.
But, okay, if you had to give like the signs as cereal.
Oh my God.
Okay, what are you again?
I'm a Cancer.
I love Cancer girls.
Oh my God, yay.
I've learned that. I
just love them.
gravitate
Yeah.
towards, not boys.
Not men, no. I've never
No,
dated or anything with a
don't.
Cancer man, no. I won't.
Please. Cancer girls, I like all of my closest friends.
Are Cancer women?
Either Cancer women or Libra women.
Oh, I love it.
Okay. Can you just give me, like, what do you think a Cancer would be cereal-wise?
Something like really, really sweet. Maybe like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. One of
Like
the
Lucky Charms?
Yeah, one of the like really sugary ones.
Okay.
But Cancers don't tend to be lucky. Honestly, I would give Lucky Charms to a Libra.
Really?
Libras are like
I love Lucky
girl
Charms.
energies, and they love the beautiful things in life. And think about the little charms. Like Libras gravitate toward beauty.
Wait, I'm kind of excited about that you said that. 'cause
Yeah,
I'm
no,
Libra.
I think I would give Lucky Charms to Libra because first of all, they're lucky.
Okay.
And second of all, they gravitate toward the beautiful things. And
Okay.
those are beautiful.
They are
Cancers would be
beautiful.
something like sickly sweet that like makes you ill if you eat too much of it. It would be like Cinnamon Toast Crunch or like
no, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is too, like, really not that sweet.
yeah, something that's like sweeter than that, like just sugary.
Like Cocoa Pebbles?
Yeah, maybe like Fruity Pebbles, like something just so out of control,
Okay.
like something like that.
Let's do one more. What's your other, like, what's another sign? What's Avery's sign?
He's a Scorpio.
Okay, what would that be?
Scorpio would be something like a little mysterious, like, you know when they do like the Count Dracula like cereals or something like that? Like they would be one of those.
Okay.
Or they would be one like the Cookie Crunch where they're like super hard at first, but they get a little soggy once they're in milk. So they soften up.
Love that.
Because Scorpios have a hard exterior, but if you get inside, they're a true water sign at heart.
Okay.
So maybe those Cookie Crunch ones.
Okay. Can you tell me what a Sagittarius would be? Because that's what Cody is.
Oh my God, I love Sagittarians. Sagittarius would be something like really fucking fun that like feels like being hungover all the time and high on life at the same time.
Like Reese's Puffs or like Fruit Loops?
I would say Reese's Puffs, honestly, because
Okay.
it has that song that went along with it in like the early 2000s. Reese's Puffs feel like a really good for Sagittarius because they're like a party. Like I remember growing up, my parents wouldn't let me have that unless it was
Same.
like a special day.
Me too.
Because it doesn't even feel like breakfast at all. It's like
It's
so
not.
far removed.
It's
Like,
not.
You can't make an argument for it being anything other than a damn good time.
It's
and that's
true.
a Sagittarian.
Okay. Wow. That really got me pumped up.
Yeah, you're
honestly.
like, I'm fucking excited now. I'm married to Reese's Puffs.
I really am. Okay, you want to do one more?
One more. We have to go with purple.
Sorry.
No, you're so
really
good.
sweaty palms.
I'm always the same way. All right. This is so cute. Oh my God. All right. Here we go. Talk about something fun you did last weekend.
Oh my God. Easy.
I love
Were you here?
it. So I wasn't here yet last weekend.
Okay.
I got here on Sunday.
Okay.
So that was technically last weekend when I got here.
That's
It was
kinda
pouring
fun.
rain. Oh, my mom and I. So she's never been to LA. And so I was trying to show her like the basic LA spots.
Okay.
She said she didn't need to see celebrities, but she wanted to go where they go. So
Okay,
I was
love-
like,
that's
Craig's it is.
Classic her.
I was like, Craig's it is.
Okay, that's
so
perfect.
we pull up there and we just like got drunk and like we were like wheezing hysterically and like I was being way too East Coast for the environment happening in there. Like it was so LA. It was having its most quintessential,
Really?
stereotypical LA moment with like people thinking that they are like the hottest shit
Yeah.
that has ever graced the earth,
Duh.
like on another level.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there and my mom and I were like getting drunk and I saw my friend Catherine Gallagher. She's a Broadway girly.
Okay.
From New York. She's been on TV. She's in Broadway and that's
Yeah.
how I know her. And I like screamed. I was like, and like jumped up and everyone in the restaurant looked at me and I was like, that was so like theatrical East Coast of me to be so loud and like whatever. It was just
I
like
don't
the
think
best
that's
time.
that bad.
It was just the best time. Like everyone looked at me. My mom was like, everybody was like, what is this girl on? And then we ate so much ice cream and just like, we were just drinking champagne. We just had a great time. And
that's
like,
beautiful.
her and I haven't spent a lot of time, just like the two of us in a really long time.
Yeah.
And it was like raining, but we had a great moment. It was like Sunday vibes.
I love that.
So that's what I did last weekend. That was fun.
That's amazing. What else have you done in LA that like, oh, you brought your mom to Erewhon.
So I brought her to Erewhon.
Did she like it?
She liked Erewhon, but she likes Sun Life Organics better.
You know what? That is such a queen move.
Yeah, it's such a
'cause
it's such a Libra move.
It's so true.
It's so true.
The smoothies there are better.
Yeah, they're better. And then yesterday she wanted to go see the most expensive architecture and like real estate in LA.
Okay.
So I was driving and she made me drive all the way up like the Hollywood Hills on like Mulholland Drive.
That's terrifying.
Like
yeah.
all the way up
Yeah.
to like the tippy top on the side of a cliff. And she's like, oh my God, I think that's Beyonce's house. Oh my God, that's Leonardo DiCaprio's house. And she's like taking photos and she's like, okay, I'm going to live in that one. We were up there for like an hour and a half. And then I was like, is that like the activity you wanted to do? And she's like, that was great. That was like so much fun. Like still raving about it all night. She's texting me links like, this is Beyonce's mansion. This is
Oh
this
my God.
mansion. And then she was all disappointed because Harry and Meghan were out to dinner last night in West Hollywood.
Really?
They were. And my mom
What are
was
they
like,
doing
damn
roaming
it.
around?
I don't know. They went out to dinner and they were like, it was written up in page 6. And my mom sent it to me and was like, fuck, we missed them. And I'm like, what are we going to do? Like stalk these people? Like,
Oh my God, I didn't know they were here.
I think they live here, yeah.
What?
I think they live in California.
I thought they lived in like, I don't even know where. I thought they lived in Canada.
I think that was their original plan, but
Okay.
then something happened and they rerouted.
They were like, there's not enough.
So they live here, but
going
they
on.
were photographed out to dinner last night in West Hollywood.
Really?
Yeah.
That's insane.
So my mom and I had a reservation at the Tower Bar that we didn't go to. We just
Okay.
like were tired.
Yeah.
And the Tower Bar's sister restaurant is where they ate. And my mom was
Oh, God.
we really could have seen them. And
Yeah.
I'm like, we probably wouldn't
You
have.
wouldn't have, but you would
Like-
have felt like you almost did.
Yeah,
Do you know
we
what
would
I
have been
mean?
like we would have like felt close to them emotionally.
Right. Yeah.
But we've just been having fun, like fucking around, I think, really, which has been great.
Would you guys ever live here? Would you?
I like it here a lot.
Okay.
I think it would have to be a bi-coastal moment.
Yeah.
Only because I am so East Coast to my core.
Yeah.
Like the Italian Jew in me like needs the East Coast for so
Yeah.
many reasons. And
Yeah.
like my whole family's there.
Right.
But I will say, waking up when the sun is shining here makes you want to get out of bed in a way that New York City simply doesn't.
That makes sense.
Like in New York, sometimes I want to lay in my bed all the time,
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
And I also really like to drive with like my Glee cast recording on.
It's the best. Trust me. I know that is a good
That's
move.
kind of like my
Yeah.
shit. And so like that is another like attractive thing to me. Just like being able to be in charge of your own transportation, which doesn't
Yeah.
exist in New York City. Like you're
Yeah.
always, somebody else is always in charge of getting you somewhere.
That would stress me out.
Yeah, it's like you never know, like, is the subway going to be fucked up?
Right.
Is the bus even going to come?
Right.
Like, the Ubers are ridiculous and so expensive in the traffic. So I think, like, I do like the idea that, like, in LA, you get to be, like, super independent
Yeah.
in a way that New York doesn't allow because you need to rely on other people a lot in New York to get places and do things.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Would you ever do an East Coast moment or are you here forever?
I mean, I've been here my whole life. I'm probably not going anywhere for a long time.
Yeah.
I can see Cody and I like spending a month in New York.
Yeah.
Like-
I feel like you guys like New York.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'll be there in April.
Oh my God, yay. We have to see each other.
yeah, for
You have to
sure.
come on my podcast.
Oh my God, I would love to.
would be
I'm
so
there for
fun.
like 3 days.
Okay,
but
yeah.
I would love to
quick
squeeze
blip.
you in.
Yeah, if we can squeeze it in.
But I can't imagine being there for full time. Like
Yeah.
my family's here, and
Everything's here.
once you're here, like you can't.
Yeah.
I can't imagine going to like the cold.
Yeah, I think that's really
You
what
know?
it is. Like coming here feels like such a treat. I'm like, oh God, the sun's shining.
Yeah.
Like it has been gray skies in New York City for like 2 months, just straight gray.
Right. And I feel like every time I go there, it's like spring or fall. And so I'm like, it's so
Yeah.
stunning
You're
here.
like, this
and
is the best.
my brother moved there for a bit, and I just remember him being like, it's kind of miserable. Like this,
Yeah.
it's cold a lot more than we realized
Yeah.
that it's cold. And I
think
was like, that makes
in
sense.
New York, you have to go out of your way to find shreds of happiness. And in LA, they're like, happiness. Like they're like shoving it down your throat,
which
like-
also is kind of annoying.
which is annoying as fuck.
It's nice
actually.
to be like
Yeah.
miserable sometimes and just
Yeah.
like let me be miserable. It's
Let me
fine.
be miserable.
Yeah.
I read something recently that was like, when somebody's in a bad mood that's in your life, you need to let them be in the bad mood.
It's
Some people
true.
need to be in a bad mood and get it out.
I'll tell you when I'm ready to like get out of it.
Yeah.
Like I need to be in it.
Like, let me be my
But
funk.
if I like want to be in a good mood, then I'll be like, okay, like
let's
make me laugh.
Yeah, come on, take me somewhere. Like,
Let's do something fun.
fix it.
Yeah.
Like, let's go.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy that
Thank
you got to
you.
come on Circle Time.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's
This is so
such
delightful.
a pleasure having you on.
Oh my gosh, you're
I was
such a
so
doll.
excited.
Me too.
It's been amazing. And come back and visit us.
Yeah, I got to come back for the callbacks to hear how the
Yeah,
girlies
yeah,
are
yeah.
doing.
You have
Like-
to. You have to. I'll let you know.
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, thank you all for
Thanks, guys.
joining us, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Love you.
Circle time. Let's sit down and have some fun. I said circle time. Just you and I. Circle time.
Please note that this episode may contain paid endorsements and advertisements for products and services. Individuals on the show may have a direct or indirect financial interest in products or services referred to in this episode.